What is up, my Jittle Tang and Jittlets? Today, we're just gonna do a little pre-market analysis. It is Sunday after all, and market is closed, so it's gonna be a little quick one. Just gonna look over market structure and see what we can expect for tomorrow. And to start us off, we'll go to the daily. As you can see, we're still in an uptrend, crazy uptrend. My assumption is, this is just an assumption, there's nothing that really confirms it, but price is most likely going to retrace some of these levels because we've been going bullish ever since this trend shift, which was April, right? So we're going to have to most likely get a retrace, or we could just keep going even higher, but the government shut down. I don't know how long for. So price is going to be pretty choppy this week, I'm assuming. So trades might be pretty limited, but, doesn't really matter. And let's get down to the 4 hour. See, we're still there, 4 hour bullish. I thought we were going to have a chin. We almost got a breaker structure, a 4 hour breaker structure here, but we didn't close below this. Did we close below this? I don't think we did. So I think we're probably going to continue bearish movement, at least for Monday. And then we might see a bit of a reversal. Same on the 1 hour, straight up trend. I can go down to the 15-minute. Yeah, we're still uptrending. We did close below this, which was a breaker structure. So we have a 15-minute breaker structure, but as you know, higher time frames hold higher power. So I'm going to just go throughout, mark a couple confluences down, show you guys my thinking. So the biggest one I see off rip is big old imbalance right here, 4 hour imbalance. So, and as you can see, price is already tapped in. And what did the price do after it rallied? Any other confluences on the 4 hour? Well, we have an order block down here because the whole leg, the order block, I believe, actually stretches all the way up to here because the whole leg, because we swept liquidity, right? And price rallied. So that whole leg that rallied after the liquidity sweep / breaker structure is an order block. And you can see price tapped into this order block and this fair value gap. What does price do? Price rallies. Price is currently somewhat tapping into it, but I'm definitely going to wait for a tap deeper into this for this imbalance. Now we'll scale down to the hour. As you can see, we just have this whole price imbalance that needs to be, I don't want to say liquidated, but it's got to be most likely retraced. And we also have equilibrium inside of here. So now we have 3 confluences, right? And they're high time frame confluences. So it might take a while for them to all be hit because price doesn't move that fast, right? If these are each 1 hour candles, unless we have like these candles, boom, boom, right down into here, it's going to be a bit harder to tap into those. But as I said, high time frames hold higher power, so we are going to wait to see those get hit over the week. I don't take confluences off the 30-minute. I go 4 hour, 1 hour, 15-minute, and also check the daily and weekly. But I'll check 15 minutes for some 15-minute confluences that could be hit during the market open. So first, let's check our sessions and see our session lows. So price on its last day on Friday swept out London lows and Asia lows. It didn't sweep out previous New York lows, and price rallied a little bit off of it, but then it drove further. So we could either see price continue to go up because of these liquidity sweeps, or we could have price drive further to sweep liquidity down here and then retrace into our order block imbalance equilibrium and discount. And this is a previous daily low, so there's plenty of liquidity pulled up here. Relatively equal lows, so we could get something nice going on here. Inside of this 15-minute, obviously there's an imbalance up here, inverse fair value gap. This fair value gap's been disrespected. We don't have any here. Obviously we got this price imbalance. So there's not too much in the 15. You can scale down to the 5 as well. This is more for executions. I would be scaling down to the 5. So this is pre-market analysis. So I don't know if I'll mark out too many things with the 5 minute because I usually do that while market is like active. I like to mark out high time frame confluences and yada yada during the like when the market's not open or pre-market because it's not as volatile or it's not moving. But in the 5 minute, it's moving, so you can see sniper entries off of 5 minute confluences. Like see if it filled this imbalance, right? Price disrespected the imbalance, so this imbalance doesn't hold any power anymore, and it's a 5 minute imbalance, so it doesn't hold too much power to begin with. 5 minute breaker structure, like I said, could just simply just be a retrace, right? Low time frame confluences, while they do work, they're not as trustable as a high time frame confluence because high time frames carry more power. But this week, like I said, it's going to be pretty chop. CPI, PPI, all those news, like important news datas are going to be late to come out. So that's going to mess up a lot of traders. So if you guys are trading this week, manage your risk. What I'm going to be doing this week, even though I'm paper trading, I'm going to be de-risking because, the markets are going to be pretty unpredictable. It's going to be harder to predict them than it usually is because government shut down. But besides the point, I'm assuming we're most likely going to retrace down here, sweep liquidity, or maybe sweep some 15-minute liquidities on Monday, and we might have a retrace off of that. And if that happens and I see price, break structure to the upside after, a sweep, then I'll go based off of that, and I probably won't use any of these super big confluences until price is actually like retested into them. But for now, it's nice to have them marked out in case price does go there, because it is drawn towards like imbalances in order blocks, because order blocks are where orders are filled, right? Orders are filled, price rallies, order block, boom, right? So price can tap back in and fill more orders in these areas. What does price do? It taps in, fills these orders, price rallies, right? Same with the fair value gap / imbalance, right? There's an imbalance of sell orders in here, so price wants to come in here, fill sell orders, and then drive price higher, or inverse this and drive price lower. But we're in an order block, so depends on how it treats the order block, and lower time frame order blocks, discount zones, equilibrium, all that good fun stuff. And that's really the basis of my strategy. So there's not too much more I can mark out, really. Like, it's pretty simple stuff once you get the hang of it and once you understand these confluences and these building blocks, right? And once you start putting them into motion on the market, it really starts to just become like, boom, order block, break and retest, break structure, equilibrium, retracement, all that good fun stuff. But yeah, like this is basically all we have to mark down. Like we go on the daily and mark stuff out, but like price is going to take a while to retrace all the way down here, right? This is start of September. Yeah. So it'll take a while, but just something for you guys to, some food for thought, something to chew on, check out, right? You could obviously, like, if you have your own strategy, you could still use these like confluences with your strategy, right? Because they work. Like, it's how market moves. Market moves off of liquidity and filling orders. So if you have a different strategy, you could still use these confluences with your strategy to make a, an even better A+ execution. And that's why I love the strategy so much, is it's extremely versatile and simple to understand once you get understand the main building blocks of it. And then it's simply just getting the reps in market, back testing. That's the one thing I haven't been doing too much of, is back testing, but I will be doing that a lot more. So maybe expect a couple back testing videos to show you the strategy working in real time. But other than that, I don't got too much more to say. I hope you guys have a great rest of your days, and I will see you guys on Monday for trade recap.